If you ever realize any form of trauma that you have may experience or went through, or any type of, still kill and destroy, like demonic entities with our within bodies, possess these bodies as hosts and control them, and then they're sent towards you, whether it be jinns, whether it be lower level entities, low vibrational entities, and like, the smear campaigns, or you could say also the gang stalking or the stalkers or something like that. Like all that is just to try to like harden your heart, especially the counterfeit relationships or the flings or the swings or whatever, the people who just would never align with you. Y'all not equally yoked, never will be, never could be equally yoked. But they constantly try to send those, like, and this is for me, like the down low men and stuff like that, whose soulmate is another man. It would never work between them and I, because it was just never going to work. But it's just like, for them to constantly send that, like through a repetition or like a loop with anything that a person deals with through childhood, through like trauma, or even into adulthood. The adult bullies, the ones who want to gang up like they some for real. But when you really think about it, all of this in a totality, when you think about the heart chakra, because I think I've talked about the other chakras and how they try to attack those. But when you think about the heart chakra, and you think about relationships, and you think about love, um, you know, they want to, when your heart is hardened, and it's like, some people may say bitter, or they may say blah 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 blah, but it's like when your heart is hardened, it's closed off. You know what I'm saying? And the elites, the people in higher position of power, they know this. But I also wasn't born yesterday. So, you know what I'm saying? I could see it. I understand it. You see what I'm saying? But when your heart is hardened, it's just as much as if it was closed off. So how are you going to be able to receive if your heart is closed off? This is why they constantly try to have you in like a traumatic state, or they try to, cause like tower moments or endings or catastrophic events or humiliation rituals or big humiliations in front of a mass group of people, to energy harvest, to energy steal, siphon your energy, to pull on your energy, to drain you, to deplete you, to try to make you feel shame, doubt, fear, anger, wrath. These are all very low vibrational energies. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's no reason to feel shame, because that attacks your visibility. It's like in an inverted way, or behind scenes, occult hidden way. They don't want you to show yourself, or they want you to hide in a corner or hide yourself away. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they want you to have shame. But that's why they orchestrate or put people in place to try to constantly be in your face, or constantly try to approach you as if like you're a queen, like literally upon a throne. It's like, how dare you approach my throne, and you don't bear nothing. You don't bear no offerings. And just to be honest, not all offerings are good offerings. A lot of things that people try to hand you be rooted. You see what I'm saying? It could be a bracelet that could be rooted. It could be an offering. Anything they trying to give you to bind you or try to cause catastrophic events in your life. Something can be rooted. Something can have a spirit placed on it and given to you. So it's like it's not just one reference, And then when it comes to like doubting yourself, you know what I'm saying? They could see that you're breaking out of the MK Ultra. They could see you're breaking out of the indoctrination, or the infiltration or indoctrination that they've been trying to place on you, or trying to keep you in this loop and trying to like program your mind, like they like obviously, program yourself or like mind yourself, control yourself. Don't try to control me. But I'm just saying, like, this is how they try to make you try to doubt yourself, because they'll constantly send people around, and you'll be picking up on the fact that it isn't right, but and you'll be trying to break out of it. But then when they start to see that you awake and stuff like that, almost like in the Matrix with the Agent Smith, it's like they would amp up the gang stalking, or they'll amp up the stalking, or they'll amp up the agents, or the you know the honey traps coming towards you, the men that's really just is sent in towards you to steal, kill, and destroy you from the first interaction that y'all ever had. Okay, they were sent, they were paid off and stuff like that. They were sent. So it's like, they want you to doubt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Then they want you to have fear. It could be a whole gang, a whole group, a whole coven, it don't matter how many people it is. It doesn't mean that I have to fear anybody or anything outside of myself. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that also can tie into like everything outside of ourselves or myself or yourself. Anybody watching this video, it's like everything is a reflection or a mirror outside of yourself. So it's like, if I'm not afraid of my own demons or my own um lower energies, or whatever to say, my lower chakras or lower energies, why would I be afraid of yours? Why would I be scared of you? You see what I'm saying? Why would I fear you? That wouldn't make no sense. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no reason to have fear. And then anger and stuff is like, that can be tied and also linked to like stress or high blood pressure, or people wanting you to, they can't stand you being at peace. Like, they can't stand me being at peace or being able to sit in silence or just sit apart from everybody. They think like, if you sit and you're at peace and you're patient with yourself and you're cool with yourself and you just, you know what I'm saying, doing your own little thing, that makes people inferior because they don't have nothing to latch on to, like they're a parasitic leech. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, like, I was just sitting, quiet and minding my business. All of a sudden, this woman wanna like try to force me to acknowledge her existence. And it's like, did your mom acknowledge your existence? Did your dad acknowledge your existence? Why are you trying to force me to acknowledge your existence? Did the teacher acknowledge your existence? It's like, why are you putting that all that obligation onto me? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no responsibility over that person. They should have responsibility over themselves. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. But if your heart is closed off, how are you going to be able to receive? They know that. They know that. And that's why they constantly do that. But it's like, I don't have to close off my heart to, like, what I'm saying. But what I do have to do is to protect myself and my boundaries. And I know that I'm not fin to like associate with somebody at a bus stop. I'm not finna associate with somebody at a bus terminal. I'm not fin to associate with somebody on a bus. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not fin to associate with really no one because I'm already complete and whole within myself. But those three scenarios that I just described is bottom of the barrel. Like, the standards got to be in the pits of hell and Sheol, because it's just like, you know what I'm saying, who sent you? And it's like, nowadays, it's like when people kind of try to approach you and come up in your life, you gotta ask who sent you, because it's not no on no godly terms all the time, or even so, or at all. It's more so like they being sent by the devil. They're being sent by demons. Legions of demons are coming and attacking you on the daily and stuff like that, because they're inferior with you, because you don't seek external validation. You ain't like literally chasing to be a part of anything. Nobody's group, nobody's clique, nobody's nothing. Like, you're cool and good on your own and stuff like that. So, yeah. And even to touch on the fact, like, it was like certain jobs or whatever the case may be, or certain positions that I could have gotten, but I was denied numerous times. Even going up to like interviews and stuff like that was still yet denied. And it's like, okay, well, that actually worked out in my favor. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ironic the fact that even around me, like those same particular jobs I was denied for, but the people around me they were approved for. And it's like that's pretty ironic. But it's like it doesn't matter because like I was always destined for greater. So I was not going to be like stuck in that repetitive cycle or loop. But it's like, don't nobody get to dictate my love life, and don't nobody get to send themselves towards me, because if God didn't send you, why are you sending yourself? It's like it's not your position to. But they'll send numerous, countless, like dirty phallus, like, fecal matter covered phallus men, down low men towards you and stuff like that, to try to, like, attack your sacral, your root chakra, your health, your solar plexus. It's like, what is more on the negative polar shift? I would think somebody coming in literally deceiving you from the beginning, knowing that they do not like your gender, never did, never will, but yet they want to play the part because they're sent in to literally try to get back at you because of some other person. I mean, you can't get back at me at all, because it's kind of like you're only showing yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not obligated to associate with nobody if they do not align with what I truly desire or what I would deem righteous. Because it's not righteous to be amongst someone who is not living in their truth and can't be authentic and right about what it is that they prefer. You see what I'm saying? But yeah. Mm. But it just shows the fact when I was going around trying to obtain certain jobs and they were denying me, it shows that they could have easily hired me because they hired these other individuals and they're like around in the area of where I'm at now. And it just shows like, wow, you deny me, but you hired this person, but this person does the exact same thing that you basically would say that, oh, this is the reason why you can't hire me because this X amount of YZ is on this record or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's like being fit in a box, and God knew like I wasn't meant to fit in no box. I was destined for greatness, and it wasn't gonna be great building or working someone else's corporation or working for someone else's business or building someone else up and stuff like that, you know, because that's not what that's not what real bosses, real CEOs do. Like they don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not really working for others like in that way. Now they may actually help when it comes to like people of less fortune. They will help them. But as far as like just working for somebody else or building somebody else up, not as far as like their business or whatever, or corporation, nah, they ain't finna be doing all that. But anyways, yeah. That's why it's like I could never hate no one, but at the same time, I'm like too wise to allow somebody to drain me of my energy. Like I'm not finna hate no one, because that's a waste of energy to hate anybody. But I know one thing too is like I'm not finna just what somebody think they can just walk up to me or walk up to my feet or walk up to my throne or approach me and just think, oh, that's okay or that's cool and stuff like that. Like, it's not okay. It never was okay, and it never will be okay of people doing that, because it's like they don't have no respect for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I have respect for myself, so it's like I don't associate with just any and everybody. I don't associate with nobody at all because I'm not really that friendly. Never was, and I never will be. And that's just who I am. That's how I've always been. But people think, oh, easy, or oh, she is friendly, and all. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But yeah, I say all that to say this is like keep your heart open. Because if you don't keep your heart open, no matter what somebody does, like to me, It's like I'm always gonna have my heart open, not for no man on no at no bus, on no street corner in the streets, on the sidewalk, none of that. Nah, I'm not gonna have my heart open and none of that. Now, if it comes to helping the less fortunate, that's one thing. But I mean, like as far as relationships and stuff, it's like I feel like people try to attack your love life and they try to attack your foundation and your stability, and they try to attack your health, your beauty, all types of stuff like glamour magic, beauty spells, goddamn sending karmics, like like the people that just ain't even meant to be with them, they the backstabbers and stuff like that. It was planned from the start. It's like it's a lot of angles that a person could try to hit you with. And sometimes all they need is proximity. That's why I don't associate with just any and everybody being around me. I feel like if a person try to approach me, they coming from a place of desperation because they don't know themselves. Like I know myself, so I don't need a person all up underneath me 24/7. I actually look down upon that because it's like, that person ain't really like something that I'm supposed to be responsible for. Then why is that person an individual trying to like attach themselves or be in close proximity to me? A lot of time people want proximity because they feel as though that's gonna protect them or that's gonna elevate their life by trying to bind themselves to your energy so they can continue to prosper. Their business can continue to thrive, but it's off of your energy. Like you can't be doing that. Oh well, like they stealing your ideas or your business ideas or things that you're trying to do, or they trying to block you from doing it. So all that energy that's yours goes to that stuff and it builds that stuff. But it's like that's what a lot of 99.9% of the people, 100% of people be on that ever came around me was they just wanted to be steal my energy and harvest my energy and siphon my energy and all this type of stuff. But then they want to come back and or say some X amount of YZ about me and stuff. And it's like, nah, you're sitting up there pleading me and trying to drain me of my energy. And it's like, that's the type of stuff that I don't play with it. I'd never, that's why I say I'm not friendly. A lot of people would think, oh, you're supposed to be friendly. You're supposed to let everybody damn plug their socket and drain your energy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they supposed to just come around. It could even be something as small as a conversation, a person trying to attach their thought forms, their energies, their emotions onto you. I have my own thought forms. I have my own emotions. I have my own feelings. I have my own visions. I have my own goals. I have my own dreams. I'm not fin to associate with this person, this individual, and I don't have to. And don't make me feel like you can't make me feel nothing because I'm in control of my own emotions. But it's like you ain't gonna make me feel obligated. You ain't gonna make it so that I have to be obligated and exchange a conversation with you, because no, it's deeper than just a couple words would be exchanging. But it's like nah, it's like people need to know who the fuck I am and stop like thinking that I'm something like easy or something. Like no, it's never fucking been that shit. Because when we talking in terms of energy, it's like you got to be mindful who you even talk to, because y'all exchanging thoughts. What if this person's thoughts don't even match your thoughts? What if this person's emotions don't even match your emotions? What if this person's values and y'all's not the same? What if y'all goals not the same? What if when you spear your goals to this person, they get envious or they'll smile in your face and stuff, but then they planning to stab you in the back later on, like they planning to like sabotage that goal or that whatever you have in mind or trying to accomplish. Like, nah, I'm not like everybody else, and I was never gonna be like everybody else. And people just try to categorize me and put me in a box, and I was never meant to fit in a box. I'm one creating them. Like, I wouldn't even want to create a box, but I'm just saying like that hypothetically. I'm just speaking like, nah, it'd be better that I tell people who I am and people don't try to like categorize me or stereotype me or put a label on me. I didn't know I was a pair. I didn't know I was a shirt. I didn't know I was clothes. They try to label people like clothes and stuff like that. And it's like, nah, that's not for me. But yeah, keep your heart open so therefore you can receive. Because if you don't, if that's why it's you know what I'm saying? It's good not to even dwell on the past and stuff. A lot of times, a lot of people from the past spin the block and stuff like that and try to come back around to pull you back into that old cycle and stuff. And it's like, nah, you don't control my destiny. So it'd be best that you move around. It'd be best that you leave me alone. It'd be best that you get out of my face. It'd be best that you go on. Whoever sent you, you need to go back to them. Like for real. And honestly, the person who's sending you to me, they need to stop, and then you need to stop like sending yourself and believing and trusting that you should come towards me and stuff like that, because that's not how it go either. It's like if you didn't have no good intentions before, you definitely don't have no good intentions now. You just damn eyeballing the fact of what you've already tried to do and attempt to do, it didn't work. So now you're trying to size me up, and it's like you should never size me up to begin with, because we don't. There's no correlation or alignment there. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people think they can just be around you, and y'all don't even align. We don't align. So why is you trying to be around me? Because you're trying to destabilize my foundation. Or you trying to destabilize where I'm going, my destiny, my path, where I'm going in life, how I'm moving and stuff like that. That's why people be trying to be our buddy and stuff like that, and friends and all that. There's no such thing as a friend. There's no such thing as that. It's just really, really not. But when you keep your heart open, you're open to receive, and therefore things can, you know what I'm saying, you won't feel blocked, or you won't feel none of those types of energies and stuff like that, because people will try to do things to you to try to suppress your own power, your own energy, and that's how you gotta break out of that. Cause nah, y'all could never ever, ever control me. Like, never allow people to control your energy, never allow people to siphon or harvest or steal your energy, because then when you deplete it and stuff, they'll be like, oh well, you can't do X amount of weird Y or Z, or oh, you not really on your shit, or X. Well, I could see probably why, because like I was around like leeches, like people who was like leeches, like vampires and stuff. They literally drain that glow, that light, all that from you and stuff, and run off with it and stuff, like as if they could like actually do that. But then when you cut them off and stuff like that, and you go on about your business and stuff, then all your energy, it just come back to you, because it was yours to begin with. It was never theirs and stuff like that. And then of course they're gonna try to recruit people to come back around and try to reattach that cord, or reattach that that energy, so they can still try to feed off of your energy. And that's like, I've never been about that. I never liked that, never was with that. It ain't about lightness, it's about respect. And it's like, if people can't respect my energy, then I'm not finna stay around. I'm not finna associate. I'm not finna do none of that. I'm really one of them, like, I've always been a person to be to myself. And I think people try to target me, like, because of that. Because I'm okay with being to myself and being at peace and stuff. And I could be alone. A lot of people can't be alone. So they'll suffice with putting up with a lot of people mess and BS and stuff. And not like, I'm not one of them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Eventually I always break away from people, because I can. You're not finna drain me, and I don't feel obligated to like further explain myself. But that's just what it is. Break away from things that drain you, because that can also kind of grow resentment or a hardened heart. Because if that person is not reciprocating no type of energy or adding no type of value in return to the value that you giving them, because even your presence is a gift. Even you being around, to me being around is a gift. I'm not finna be sitting up giving, like, just being in the present or having my presence around somebody, and they can't even respect or damn at least reciprocate that. It's like, no, there's no means for that. There's no means for that. And that's why I like, hey, all that I poured into somebody else, I could pour into myself, and I could be just as good as fine with that. And a lot of people don't like that either. So they have sent people towards me to try to disturb my natural state of being. But no, like, you can't do that, because I'm not finna allow it. I'm always be aligned within myself. And as long as I'm aligned with myself, can't nobody misaligned outside of me ever infiltrate what I got going on. And that's all it is. But any type of form of trauma or anything that you went through, try to not have a hardened heart about it. Try to see it from like a different perspective, and like that will allow you to continue to flow, grow through the things that you went through, instead of like allowing that to like alter who you are internally. Because we go through things, but it's not meant to like change who we are, because there's always that person that we was before before the world even touch us, or even engage with us, before the world even got its hands on us, is what I would like to say. Before even the world got its hands on us, we were like full of life, full of beacon of light, beacon of energy, like, it wasn't really no bad days. You know what I'm saying? Like, Always try to remember that version of yourself before the world got its hands on you, before any type of bad thing happened to you. That's another form of being able to see things from a different perspective. But other than that, that's all I gotta say. And I'm done talking. Bye.